Hi, my name is David C. Jones, and this is Speeding and Rolling. And this is a preview article, although odd that it's a preview of a show that's already started running. The Odd Couple is playing at the Metro Theater, and I have some of the cast here. Let's introduce yourself, starting with Doverson.
Hi, my name is Deborah Mcrae. I'm a local actor currently based out of New Westminster, and I am, because we have already started, playing Speed.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Adrian Maxwell. I am also living in New Westminster, and I am playing Felix.
Hi, I'm Adam Abrams. I happen to not be in New Westminster because I like to buck trends here. And I'm playing Roy, who is one of Oscar's friends, poker playing friends.
Nice.
And I'm Rob Stover. Yeah, I'm in New Westminster as well, just to keep it going. So Adam, odd man out. And I am Oscar Madison.
Nice. So now this show has been around since, when was it written? Like 66?
65.
Oh, so close.
Well, he has that information on his fingertips, you notice.
Yeah. So 1965, and it has been a perennial, like a super hit forever. TV series, movie, and then one of the things that's very unusual, it spawned a female version, right? We'll have the all poodle version, I'm sure, coming out soon with Neil Simon's still alive and wanting to make money off of it. You started the run. What was the first night like? What was the first night like for you guys?
Who's taking this?
Adrian.
Adrian, what was it like for you?
In order to answer that question, to really honestly answer that question, I just have to do this one thing.
Oh my God.
This is unscripted.
He does this all the time. The guy leaves, like Zoom interviews. Excuse me, what? Oh, for
Whoa. Mind blown.
You know,
You
you
have
do
to
that.
to your place.
Opening night was fantastic.
Yeah.
Opening night was such a great crowd, and everyone had put in so much work. It was fantastic. It was lovely.
Now, how long were you guys, since you're over there, and is Rob going to go over to Adrian's spot now? So we're completely confused. Are we completely confused? Oh, no, he just moved in.
man,
There you go. So his name is under him. There you go.
That's right.
Now, you were rehearsing probably in a rehearsal hall. How long did you have in the actual Metro Theater before you guys opened?
Well, we were really lucky. I mean, if the Metro has this kind of conveyor belt system where you've got the stage and then the rehearsal hall plus the scene shop. So you move from the rehearsal downstairs to the scene shop and then on to the stage. And we were there 2 weeks?
2 weeks before opening.
Yeah, on the actual set in the space. It was fantastic.
Yeah, because the advantage of having the scene shop is that you can be on the set as it's being built.
Nice.
Yes.
So that you get used to being in the space that you're going to be working on, and then everything gets transported wholesale to the stage. So you're not just going all of a sudden from a rehearsal hall to a stage and having everything be completely different. Some things, the distances sometimes change a little bit, but in general, you're used to the space already, which is a huge advantage.
I just had this vision of it's like, oh, don't step on the third step. It's not done yet.
It's a little bit like that. Don't slam the doors too hard. Don't step right this way. Just like stay off this bit. Yeah,
little orange cones all around the set.
Luckily, they weren't working on the set while we were actually rehearsing. That was fortunate.
Nice.
Nice that we didn't have to build the set, though. It's nice that we could just be the actors.
Very true.
Now, one of the things that's interesting is, of course, this was written in the 60s. I'm a teacher at the Vancouver Film School, and when I taught Intro to Acting, we often did scenes from it. And it was very interesting how I teach college-age kids, how 21st century people look at the script, and they one kid assumed that Oscar and Felix were a gay couple. Right, they just were like, well, this is two men living together, and they weren't judging it. They were just going, oh, this is a beautiful play about two gay men living together. And I was like, oh, I don't think that's what Neil Simon meant. Right. So is there anything that you're finding is translating differently for a 21st century audience? Like, even maybe Doverson or Adam, you could speak to this, and then we'll go to our Oscar and Felix. But is there anything like, is there some stuff that's like casually racist or casually sexist that at the time this was the language, and now we go, ooh.
It's more of broader sort of attitudes about marriage. The wives are generally, there's humor around the fact that they don't go on with their wives. They joke about. There's some of the text has actually been slightly changed, right? So, for example, there's a joke about where instead of a husband referring to his wife as being fat, I think it was a little bit of the line. He says she's dieting while he's hiding the phone from her. So they've leavened it a little bit, but there is a bit of a, old-fashioned, somewhat aggressive attitude. But
so did Neil Simon rewrite the script a little bit?
No, we made some.
No, that would have been a challenge. He passed a couple of years ago.
Oh,
we tried to
pass it through.
Have a seance, but
so you just tweaked some of the lines where you were like, okay, that one's a little.
Yeah, they talked about getting a membership to the Playboy Club and all that.
Yes,
and
that was cut. Yeah.
Kathy took that out, our director. So, yeah, little things like that.
Yeah.
But like Adam was saying, that kind of the male, like the wife thing, and Felix has a line, oh, what's Frances, my wife, going to do? Where's she going to meet somebody at her age? Like a 40-year-old woman, her life is over apparently, for finding somebody. But no, it's a timeless. I think the appeal of The Odd Couple is just, it's a timeless, whether it's gay couple or straight couple or just anybody. If you've had a roommate or anything, you relate to these people. There's a line, Kimball, one of the poker players who plays Vinny. He says The Odd Couple. It's not talking about The Odd Couple, but it really is a well-made sandwich, and that's kind of this. I think this play is a well-made sandwich. Just the layers of it. There's certain scenes that are just, you smile watching it because you've been there. Whether it's your spouse is coming home late for dinner and she said you'd be home at this time and you should have then. What's the big deal? And that's great. It's I think that's why it's endured.
Well, totally. It feels like it's almost like, I could be mistaken about this, but it feels like it's almost the first situational comedy. Like it feels
Absolutely.
like it's totally like it lays a ground. Like that's why it adapted so quickly to TV, where they're like, hey, because like the TV series ran for like years and years and years and won tons of Emmys and stuff. Neil Simon crafted this like wonderful comedy with all these different set pieces. By putting the two different characters together. How do you Doverson, how do the poker players differentiate themselves?
That's actually a very good question, because Kathy, our director, was very insistent that we all seem very distinct from each other. So that was something that she considered during the casting process and in like designing the costumes and making sure that our costumes don't like complement each other too much, so that even in the visual appearance, we all seem to be very individual people. So if you see the four of us together at a table, you can see that we're all very individual. We're dressed differently. We have different socioeconomic backgrounds. We have different accents. We have different appearances. I went down to a mustache. Yeah, I went down to a mustache for this. Kimball has graciously allowed himself to have the Walt Disney pencil mustache,
Nice.
which Kathy was not able to convince me to do. Yeah,
you were like, then we'd be the same. Then we would be the same.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that was to help differentiate the two of us. But I think that we also lean into the characterization a bit. We all have very distinct character personalities. Mine is sort of brash and outspoken. Kimball is more nervous and like fastidious and conscientious, whereas Adam is more somewhat sanctimonious and like they all have their character traits that distinguish them from each other. So
one of them is the cop, right?
And Murray, yes, and he's sort of like the ringleader of all the poker players. That's right.
Yeah.
So he's the one who's in charge and like telling people what to do and keeping the peace and making sure that Oscar is checking on Felix. The glue that holds the group together almost.
Nice. Adam, is the piece set in period?
Yes, yes, it
I
very
guess you'd
much
have to
is.
because of phone technology and stuff, right? You're like, why are
It
they
would,
calling on cell phones, right?
it would have to have a fairly big revamp to update it, but it's definitely set in the times, and yes, mid
Yeah.
'60s with the price of things and tips you off right away. And,
Yeah.
Right, right. When they go, I bought this for 12 cents.
yeah, exactly.
Like, what?
Exactly.
Nice. Well, Adrian and Rob, I had to glance up to where your name is because of course you're not in with your picture. Adrian and Rob, what is your favorite part of the show? Like, what's a part that maybe for you two, because you're on stage almost the whole time, right? I think Rob, you're probably on stage just a tad longer than because he enters the play, right? Whereas you're already there.
Right.
What's a part where you almost crack up as you are doing this show? Because there are so many funny set pieces, whether it's like putting the stuff with the spaghetti against the wall or the cleaning and stuff, or the chases. Like, what's a part for you, Rob, and then for you, Adrian, where you almost lose it while you're on stage?
Oh, well, thank goodness for long rehearsals, or that we were able to have some great just Oscar, Felix, and our director rehearsals, because this guy made me corpse a few times during, so, which I love. And we've got this great trust throwing stuff out, and thankfully haven't thrown each other during the show yet.
No.
But oh yeah, in terms of favorite, there's scenes that I've dreamt about saying. There's a line about cornflakes, which I've wanted to say for 30 years. I won't say it in the hopes that people come to the show. But the punchline.
Worth the price of admission.
You think they might not if you mention cornflakes?
Well, yeah. But there's
Right.
these other great. There's like the opening of Act 2. Again, it's the old husband and wife late for dinner type of thing. It's just a marvelous piece of reality. It's the reality of the piece that I really gravitate to, and just playing the truth of it is so funny. And then getting to do this nutty slapstick pratfalls, chucking linguine and throwing cups and moose calls. It's really fantastic.
Yeah. I think for me, it's that first scene, when I come in there, it's running around, and then it's having a nerve spasm, and then it's having my ears close up.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's such at first I was like, I was missing my cues, because it gets to here, and then you got to go up here, and then it gets to here, and then you come down here, and you got to keep going. And once that all sunk in rehearsals, I realized how much fun that was. And I'm dragging him around the stage, just pushing and pulling him, and he's got no idea what's going on. It's wonderful.
The line that cracks me up from that script is when Oscar brings the suitcase and Felix goes, "Where are you going?"
Where are you going?
I love that.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
That one just cracks me up. Well, cool. Well, thank you guys. Let's go around the circle one more time, and you're gonna. We'll start with Deborah Mcrae, and then we'll go to Adam, and then we'll finish with you two gentlemen. Why should people get tickets right away? What would be the thing? You can't use the word classic, because that doesn't sell tickets. People don't want to see a classic. All right. And you can't, let's see, let's make another, and you can't.
You're killing us, David.
I know, I'm trying to think of something else. I want to make it a challenge.
Okay.
You can't say the word classic, and you can't say the word family. Because one of you will probably go, "It's good for the whole family." You can't say that. So, Deborah Mcrae, why should they come and see it?
It's genuinely fun. We are all having fun on stage. The audience is having fun. It's so well written and so relatable, despite the fact that it was written in the 1960s. Everybody will have a chance to identify with the characters and laugh. And God knows where we all need to go to have somewhere to go with other people to enjoy a night in which there's genuinely a fun atmosphere and people who are enjoying themselves, whether they be the actors or the audience. And there's only a limited time that we're able to perform this. We only have 8 shows left. So there's only 8 shows between now and the end of the run. So that's hence the urgency.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, we really want to have people see it. We're really proud of what we've done here, and we really want to show people that that the arts are still alive and that the pandemic didn't kill them. So
Nice.
those are all the reasons that I can.
Are we supposed to follow that?
I know.
Yeah, really.
You're up, Adam. You're up, Adam.
Adam, why do you think they should come? You do an elevator pitch. You do a short pitch. And actually, before you go, I also assume that because of the pandemic and stuff, you have less seating in the metro right now because you have to do social distancing. So it's easier for the show to sell out because there's less seats than there typically is for the show.
As we understand it, they're at 100% capacity based on the current orders from the government. So we are able to fit 100% capacity. If people come, they will get seated.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Despite the fact that we are still abiding by all the provincial health regulations, double vaccinations, masks, all that sort of thing.
Oh, right. So they have to have their passports. They have to have.
That's correct. That's correct.
Adam, why should they go see it?
Well, other than what Dove already expertly summed up, that it is full of laughs, it's a fun ride, and you'll have a great time and forget your troubles for a good couple of hours. But I would summarize by saying it's a timeless show that everyone in your all your siblings, parents, and offspring will get a kick out of.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't mention
Adam. Way to find the
Nice. Adrian. Funny Adrian, why do you think people should come and see this? Maybe you can be more specific rather than general. You like talk about the linguine.
the linguine. I mean, it tastes great, but I'm the only one that gets to eat that. Every once in a while, you're a part of a show that that somehow in your bones you have an understanding that it is worth. More than worthwhile. It is fun for us. It is fun for an audience. We've proven that already. And I've never read this script before, never seen the show before. And I'm madly in love with it, madly in love with the people I'm working with. So, really do yourself the service of coming, because you'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Adrian, I think you would have fun reading the female version, because it'll be interesting for you to see, since you don't know the piece that well,
Big time.
to go how they changed it. Big hot tip. You could tell it was written in the 80s because instead of playing poker, they played Trivial Pursuit. Rob, close us out here. Why should people go and see The Odd Couple?
It's a tight 2 hours of just humor and truth. We've heard already, just like, I don't want to spoil the ending, but it ends on a happy note. We've heard the audience go, "Ah," or "Oh," because they've lived with these 8 characters, and there's nobody you don't like in the show. Everybody's appealing. It really is just a lovely piece, and again, super funny, and yeah, we've been shocked by the reaction so far now that we're in front of the crowd. And yeah, really, this is the time to go see it. Get your tickets, metrotheater.com. Beautiful.
Nice. The Odd Couple is playing just for a few more performances at the Metro Theater. These are charming gentlemen. I think you're going to have a good time, so you better get your tickets quickly. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks, David.